Hey guys, Mrs. Dyer here. We're going to be making flashcards for this particular lesson and for the next few lessons. So go ahead and make them as the video is going on and as I'm talking, okay? Get out all of your supplies. You'll need note cards, pencils, pens, crayons, anything that you would want to be creative with these note cards. I want you to be creative. Color them however you want. Draw pictures. Make funny things so you can remember them, as long as you do it. I want the information on them, though, so save room. I will tell you what to write on them later. In fact, I have some examples for you. If at any point in the video that I'm talking too fast and you can't get down onto the note cards or on paper what you need to, then you need to pause and rewind the video as many times as you need. I really want you to get this information in, alright? Alright, we are moving into the part of our class where we are discussing instrumental families. An instrumental family is just how we explain and sort out all of the different instruments that we have in the world. And since today is our first lesson, we will be talking about the brass family. I will be referencing to this picture through the rest of the video when you need to rewind. The brass family has many different members, and as you can tell from the picture, they are metal instruments for the most part, but don't write that down because that's not how I want you to remember what a brass instrument is, because not all metal instruments are going to be brass. We know these are brass instruments because they have tuning slides, because they're played by mouthpieces, and because they are buzzed through instead of just air. Now, the first brass instrument that I want to talk about is probably the one that most everyone knows about. It is the top left instrument in the picture. Write this down on one side of your note card, like this. So, on the other side of it, just to describe the trumpet to you, I want you to put something along these lines. A trumpet has valves, a tuning slide, a forward bell, and thinner tubes. The second instrument that we're going to talk about is the one in the bottom left-hand corner. This is called the trombone, and this is how you spell it. The way we describe it is a notation slide, and that means that instead of a valves, you use a separate slide to get all of the notes, to have all the notes on the horn come out. So a notation slide, a slide for tuning, just like a trumpet. It's a bit bigger, but the same concept. A bigger bell, and it's forward, so that means that the sound will go in front of the player, and it has fatter tubing. The third instrument in the brass family that we will be talking about is one of the biggest ones. It is the tuba. And the way we describe a tuba is having valves, a tuning slide. It's an upward bell. So if you were to hold the tuba, the bell is facing the roof. So that's where all the sound is going to go. And it has the fattest tubing out of all the brass instruments. The last basic brass instrument is called the French horn, and it is located in the middle of the picture of the brass instruments. It has rotary valves, and a rotary valve is it's definitely a valve, but it's configured differently. Instead of a pistol or a tube with another tube going inside it, instead of one of those, it has actually got a flat button. It's like a trigger. When you press it down, it pulls a string, and the string is attached to the rest of the horn to pull out slides to create different notes. And the rest of the horn has tuning slide, just like all the rest, and it has a backwards bell. So that shows that the bell is actually facing, if I were to have one with me right now, it'd be facing the wall. And the last thing on it is medium tubing. That's not all of the brass instruments in the world. That was only 4 main ones. All the rest of the brass instruments branch off. So, did you notice how all of these instruments are similar in at least one way? And that one way that combines them all is actually the fact that they all have tuning slides. Brass is the sole instrument family that tunes via slides. Alright, so that concludes our lesson. Thanks for watching, and note cards, they will be a great tool for you to study with. And I want you to study them before we meet, because when we come to class next time, we will be having a relay race / game up on the board to make sure you know your materials. So study hard and come prepared. The winner will get a prize, and I haven't determined what that is yet, but it's going to be good. Alright, guys? See you then!